I'm ready.
So, Coach Diaco, tell us, just sort of describe for us your style, your defensive style.
Well, players first. So the plays, we don't really believe that the plays make the player. We believe the players make the plays. So the players make the plays good, and so we work on them. We work on their hearts and their minds and their souls and their fundamentals. And that's after that. Then tactically, we try to have a lot of different things that we can do, and multiple fronts, multiple coverages, multiple levels and layers. Try not to have any explosive plays. Really limit those. I would say, those are some basics.
Why was Purdue a good fit for you?
Well, I came up in the Big Ten. That would be one thing, as a player and a coach, and especially, it's pertinent for me right now, with Coach Fry passing away a few weeks ago. One of the greatest ever. It's good to be back in the Big Ten. Then you have Coach Brom. Coach Brom is a tough guy, a nuts and bolts guy, a fundamental guy. He's not trying to, have all this magic show going on. It's about blocking and tackling and running to the ball and running hard with the ball and taking care of the ball and trying to take the ball away, like just football principle stuff. So there was great alignment there. And I love my time. My last session in the state of Indiana was positive. So I'm hopeful that this one's going to be too.
So what have been your impressions of the players and the team through the first couple of days of spring?
I love the guys in terms of energy and engagement, fully engaged, want to be good, want to know what and why and how and when, and they're just sitting eager, bated breath, and when you can be around a bunch of guys like that, and then, these guys they're smart guys. You come to this school because it's one of the finest institutions in the world, and so there's a challenge there to make sure that your lecture as a teacher is the most engaging lecture they've had all day. So I enjoy that challenge too.
And schematically, the 3-4 is going to be the base defense.
Well, there fundamentally is things that we begin with the teaching progression, but anybody it's not a secret. Anybody that studies me knows that we're in as much 3 down as 4 now. It's almost 50-50, to be honest with you.
I see a lot of positive reinforcement out there. You're an intense guy, but a lot of that is intensely positive. How do you use positive reinforcement?
I appreciate you noticing that. I love what we're doing, and you love the players. They're trying hard. So even though there's a moment where you're trying to get something corrected, well, you understand all the intention is really good and really genuine. And so how can you not be positive? Yeah. And I have 3 children myself. They're adults. Actually, my wife and I are empty nesters. So funny. But I would appreciate them to be coached a particular way. So I feel like I should coach these young men in a similar way, as sons and brothers and nephews and grandchildren. Yeah.
When your defense is at its best, it's doing what? Is it pressure on the quarterback? Is it
another way to shape the tactic question?
No, just
yeah.
I mean, what?
So we're scratching where it itches. That's another Coach Fry. That's Coach Fry, vintage Coach Fry, to bring him back here in honor. So the opponent has things that they like to do to move the ball and score. So we try to do things to take that away. And when it's doing what it's supposed to do, they're forced to do something else, and then you have to adjust.
I didn't know if you'd lean more on pressure on the quarterback or
whatever the team does to move the ball and score points is what we will then tactically decide to do to try to take that away. Yeah, there's not a blanket statement from me on stop the run or take the football away. I do understand that if you don't stop the run, you're going to lose, right? When I was a player, Coach Brazier, our defensive coordinator, would say, if they throw for 300 yards, you might lose, you might not lose. But if they run for 300 yards, you're definitely going to lose. So I know there's principles of things that need to get done.
Right.
But we don't necessarily, as a big picture item, do anything other than to try to decide what we should do against each particular opponent.
Jeff's made it clear that the number of big plays given up the last year or so that number needs to go down.
Obviously I wasn't here, so
Right.
I can't speak to it. I obviously studied it, and I would just say that anywhere in the country, any defense, big plays cause losing. So that's not earth-shattering news for anyone. So you have to either eliminate or just minimize it in a grand way. Those explosive plays in the passing game and the run game. Yeah.
Has any personnel caught your eye so far, Coach?
No, I wouldn't single anyone out. No, I've been pleased with everyone.
But what do you expect from a guy like Derek Barnes, who has some linebacker experience,
Yeah.
but played the end last year?
My only expectation for Derek is to just be a great teammate, to play the plays as hard as he can possibly play them, to play as one of 11 within the defense, to be positive and add great leadership. That would be my expectations for him.
George Karlaftis had a really good year last year, obviously, as a true freshman.
heard.
You probably saw it too, I would imagine. Just how
And it's
did,
not a shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have the kind of versatility that can play in a multiple front defense?
I would say yes. He's got a nice skill set. His best skill set is how much he loves football, how hard he plays all the time, and how hard he prepares. He cares deeply about the game and about his teammates. So he plays with that to like I said, bring Coach Fry back. He plays the extra heartbeat.
So what's the number one thing that Peyton Fry taught you that you still lean on today?
Yeah, good people win most of the time. Play with an extra heartbeat. Be willing to scratch where it itches and adjust and adapt. Be a great teammate and embrace your role. And know that no matter what your role is today, tomorrow it can change.
Anything else?